Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight you're joining us as Boise State closes out their ECAC Rocket League season in a third-place matchup against Grand Valley. So we'll see if the Broncos can finish the semester on a podium position with a medal, bronze to be specific. They're ready to duke it out in a best-of-7. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Noah Guardia. Guadara. Okay, we were going over this earlier tonight before the broadcast, but it seems I still failed, so I apologize. But still, Boise State, one thing that we can't forget is how they've been performing this semester. What stood out to you the most over the past semester about how Boise State has played Rocket League?
I think Boise State just has such a unique play style. The fact that they have such an offensive powerhouse in Durtho, and then they have an overall great team cohesion with team captain Gill, and that just has allowed them to succeed for so long in this semester, and it's gotten them this far.
Well, as we're getting pretty close to the holiday season, not all of the normal Boise State roster will be in tonight. Gill, the team captain that you mentioned, is in fact here tonight, but he is going to be also joined by a familiar face, Baynock, and Baynock and Hoosh, I believe, are going to be the three players. The names are not quite correct, but the pictures that you see are indeed the three Broncos that are going to be playing tonight. Baynock, Hoosh, and Gill all ready to play against Grandview in this best-of-7 grand final. And, of course, even if it's kind of a team composition we haven't seen yet, the same rules to the game still apply, and the same points of advice that this team will need to follow to perform at its best stays the same through Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. And Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League are to set your play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and of course employ those sweaty comms. Doc's keys to the game are brought to us by Drop in Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop in Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Boise State ready to match up against Grandview. Now the match here tonight is going to be a best-of-7, so that opens up the question of endurance and attrition between these two teams.
Well, I don't think Boise State will have any issue with endurance. They've run the gamut a bazillion times in these best-of-7s and best-of-series where they've taken it to, the final game. And so I think they will be conditioned for that. They will be experienced. Maybe fatigue will set in for both teams later on, but I don't think that will be a big factor. And ultimately, I think Gill, still being there will kind of hold this team together.
Gill is always there is the thing. I don't think attrition ever sets in for that man. Like, he is up there on the stage basically every day that this arena is open drilling Rocket League. It's insane how much he plays. So hopefully all that dedication for him can be rewarded tonight. Boise State going up for the chance to be able to at least place on the podium for this season overall in the ECAC. And, of course, that means more hardware for the trophy case, which Boise State would definitely like to pick up. But they still got Grandview in their way, ready to pounce. Sounds like we are just about ready to head into the game as they are creating their lobby. You see Gill and Hoosh up there on stage as Baynock joins us remotely. And let's head into the match. Boise State versus Grandview, game 1 of the best-of-7. And right off the bat, Boise State is going to make a statement, scoring the first goal a few seconds into the match.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this happened. Really, it just was sort of an open goal, not really a defense there by Grand Valley, and now Boise State take an early lead 2 seconds into the game.
Next kickoff is going to be a bit more even between the teams as Evan is able to play it around Gill nicely and drive it back toward the Broncos' goal. The problem, Grand Valley, is that Cyber gets demoed, meaning that Alpha is going to really have one chance to score. He puts a nice shot on goal, but it is saved by Hoosh. Now Boise on the counterattack. It's going to go a bit wide into the corner. Alpha looking to corral it, passing it down to Evan, taken away by Hoosh. Baynock heads under it, and this is a great play by Evan off the wall on the near post. Can he set it up for someone else? Gill is going to push it back toward midfield, make it a bit harder for Grand Valley to follow up.
Now it looks like Cyber and Alpha will try to make a goal happen. It will not happen. Evan will be here to contest with the Broncos, however. This will go back onto the Broncos side goal, and Alpha actually will score that goal there.
It's a nice little solo play as Baynock. Boise State having a bit of positioning error here, actually. No one on back post. Gill is covering near post. Once he is played around, the goal is wide open. So Boise State, sometimes, you know, when you change up your team composition, maybe the rotations are just a little rusty as you start up. Where we set the game, tied one apiece, 50-50 in favor of Cyber. Leaving it for Alpha. Gill gets to it before they can. Another 50 is going to go over to Hoosh with the pass to Baynock. Cyber tries to ground it again. Who's he passing to? It looks like Alpha is hanging up on field, trying to steal a bit of boost away from Boise. But right now, both teams are holding a bit strong at one apiece.
Looks like Alpha will just kind of keep this ball stationary in the midfield. It will get knocked up into the air once again. Evan will shoot across, and now this is in Broncos territory. However, Baynock is there for the defense, and Cyber just sends it right back, a little bit of back and forth, and now Gill is trying to set up some sort of coordinated play.
Oh, that's
with
beautiful.
A demo on Hoosh, and Evan just gets the score.
This is the textbook example of why you clear out the goal. Boise State this time has someone on back post, but Grandview is playing around the Broncos a bit too fast. Gets the goalie out of the way. The goal is wide open to be scored on. Now Boise State, this isn't going to be an easy task for them. They've got to come back and equalize this match.
We are almost at 3 minutes left as this is in Grandview territory, but sort of an open goal, but this will get knocked up into the air, so it will not be any sort of play for Grand Valley. And it looks like Gill was trying to set up some sort of attack. It will not happen. Now Baynock and Hoosh are grouped up on the defense and will relieve some of that pressure. Maybe get this ball into the corner for a goal, but no, Evan sends it away. And demo on Baynock, and now Boise State will have to go.
50-50, Baynock is not able to stop that. It's set up for Evan. He does a follow-up shot on the goal, spikes it into the ground to play it over the Broncos. Grandview's on a rally.
Yeah, that's Evan. Get that goal. So very impressive by Grand Valley here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Both of these teams could still come out ahead. However, have to be comfortable. They do have a little bit of safety to go up.
Evan with the shot is blocked by Hoosh. Off the wall again, he's trying to play it. Gill's going to get right in his face, but the ball is still set up toward the goal. That's a double commit from the Broncos. Coordination not working out for them in game one. Meanwhile, a great dribble toward Boise State's goal by Alpha, putting even more pressure on the Broncos. 50-50, none quite go in favor of either team. But that's still kind of a win from Grand Valley if it does keep the ball where it is. The side control, the pressure, and it does get deflected by Hoosh back to mid, but Grandview still has a bit of possession of this ball. Now it's going to be sent back toward their own corner and centered up for Hoosh, but Evan gets it to there first.
And now Gill will be able to be in this corner to attack the ball, to send it back over into the midfield, however, Evan and Cyber are coordinating a play. Again, the Broncos have just been hit on the defensive end constantly in this match. Alpha and Cyber are trying to set up a play, and Evan not actually able to get the goal. Gill saves it. This ball will get sent over to Grand Valley's corner, and with a minute left, Boise State's going to have to start to sweat and try and get some goals.
Nice little waterfall by Cyber. Just stopped by the post. Shout out to Cyber also being the only player from Grand Valley that has a photo that we were able to get into our overlay. Always like when players have photos of themselves, as well as some key gear that he has. And I think skins might truly equal the wins. Of course, a huge amount of skill for Grand Valley because they are just clobbering the Broncos with another goal, 4-1.
We look at this, yeah, just kind of Cyber sets it up, and Alpha manages to get past, I think, 2 defenders there. Pretty impressive stuff, and now they are up 4-1, 45 seconds left.
Ball is going to be chased after by the Broncos. Alpha has it before Gil can get to it and is going to take the double touch on it to send it toward the goal, trying to squeeze it in under the crossbar. He's credited with a shot on goal. No saves for the Broncos, only the crossbar bailing them out at that point. Alpha hanging out on near post, gets a touch on the ball, pass it to Cyber. What a nice redirect back toward blue goal. Boise State now trying to chase after, and I don't think they have enough time to turn this first game around. The first of this best of 7 is going to be going in favor of Grand Valley. Came alive after the first minute. Had a 4-goal streak to drive it to 4-1. That last-minute play by Gil only going to have to be a slight morality boost going into game 2.
Hey, who knows if you can score 2 goals in 5 seconds, but something tells me that's not going to happen.
Nah, I think we already got our fluke kickoff goal at the very beginning of this game. I can't possibly see it happening another time, especially if Alpha is going to win that kickoff. That's going to be going in favor of Grand Valley. They just need to ground it. They do, and we are done with game number 1. Grand Valley winning that in convincing fashion, 4-2. Overall, I almost think, you know, that early kickoff goal by Boise State was just a mirage, if you will, because you look at all of the stats, it is heavily in favor of Grandview. 75% on the shots on goal. I mean, you can just see Grand Valley. I'm sure they have a grand view of the Grand Valley, but right now, Grand Valley leading in this best of 7. 1 game gotten for them. I really think it was kind of coordination and rotations that really tripped up the Broncos.
Yeah, it seems like there was some issues, especially at the goal side, kind of like double stacking, not effectively distributing their players, and that sort of allowed Grand Valley to just, you know, apply this pressure where, you know, it seemed like Evan was always in the middle of it, Evan and, you know, Cyber, and they just kept on taking these shots. As you can see, the 75% of the goals shot that game, and, you know, a few of them are bound to slip through.
Yeah, Boise State is feeling the intensity of the match, not to mention the intensity of the cold outside right now, because in case you don't know, it is snowing outside. So the Broncos, they want to have a win if they exit this arena. There's nothing worse than having to head back with a loss and having to step out into the blistering cold.
That's a little bit of environmental storytelling, a little bit of diegetic exposition.
But don't be so pretentious with your word choice.
I do think that the Broncos would like to take a win here. It was just game 1, and we see Baynok try to get his hands on that ball. It's not going to happen, and now Gil in the corner just trying to spar with Alpha, will win it, and now Cyber is taking his ball up into the air, and it looks like Evan, again, is just on the attack. This ball actually will kind of do all the players. This will get sent over to Grand Valley's side. However, it's not in the position for any sort of shot by Boise State.
Boise State looking to corral this away. Hoosh passes to Gil. Gil takes it toward mid, back to Hoosh. They're able to juke out Alpha, but his ball is kept toward the side. Baynok is waiting for the centering. It flies right over him. He's going to have to retreat, pick up some boost. Look at the play from Evan, though, pinching it off of the post. It is now right in front of the goal. Breakaway shot by Hoosh, just saved by Alpha. Grand Valley hanging on to keep it a scoreless tie.
Yeah, that was almost a phenomenal play by Hoosh, but unfortunately Alpha does save it. It looks like Baynok, once again, seems to be the person getting demoed every single time. Alpha actually will not be able to connect with the ball to make a goal shot. Gil sends it over. Cyber actually is able to make the defense, and now Evan sends it across to one side. Hoosh maybe tries to make a goal attempt. It will not happen. Alpha is just sending it across. Baynok is there with the defense. And now it seems like this ball will just get sent back into this corner with 3 minutes left. No goal scored.
Heading back toward Boise State's territory, Alpha 23 is going to get demoed. It's answered back with a demo onto Hoosh. Cyber now carrying the ball, stopped by Baynok. That's a great clear back over to the corner. He's going to have to go up against Alpha. places it back, but Hoosh reads the shot. Right now, it's gone back and forth between passing players from both teams. Still, pretty slow game thus far. We're about halfway through. No goals scored for either.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a snooze fest here in Game 2 compared to the absolute onslaught. Well, as I say that, Cyber proves me wrong, scores a goal. And, yeah, it looks like that ball just got set up in the corner and a shot was made.
So halfway through the game, Grand Valley goes into a 1-goal lead for the Broncos, who have had hardly any... Actually, now that I look at it, what's very interesting is the Broncos have had a slightly few more shots on goal, but it is quality over quantity in this point. Grand Valley is going to put another shot, redirect by Alpha. Cyber with the follow-up. Not quite finding the goal, but they're going to try again. Didn't quite make the shot they wanted there. They're both bunched up in the corner, and Baynock's going to defuse that play. And in fact, breakaway shot here for Gil, but they rotate back too fast. I thought that was a breakaway. Broncos still going to have to look for their first.
Yeah, it seems like every time the Broncos try to make a play happen, it just goes up in that corner, as we see with a minute 45 left. Alpha and Cyber just playing in this corner, which they're completely happy with doing with the goal lead. And now this just gets sent over to the other corner for Grand Valley. It's never in a proper position for the Broncos. And now Alpha maybe will be able to send it across. No, it looks like Grand Valley is just playing a little bit of defense.
Boom!
And actually, who manages to score this time? Look at all those shots.
All three of them have committed on the ball. They're all stuck in the corner. And Hoosh realizes that split-second opportunity that he has to tie this game up. Boise State is not out of it. Next kickoff, very important. Hoosh on the cheat. Almost looked like he might have gotten a shot on goal, but it is deflected. Gil to follow up, double commit on the save. If they don't save here, this could be crucial for the Broncos. Baynock's going to put another shot on goal, but it's too high and it's going to go right into the backboard.
Yeah, unfortunately, that shot was just too high, and now Cyber tries to make a shot. Gil will be there with the save, but now Evan is pressuring, will not actually be able to find it. This ball gets sent over to midfield. Baynock should be able to save this goal, and now Evan actually not able to find contact. This will get sent over to Grand Valley's side. 45 seconds left. It's looking like it's anybody's game. Hoosh has to make the defense, will make the defense, but now Evan is here, and it looks like Gil and Baynock will back up their teammate. And this is just looking like this might go into overtime. 30 seconds left.
Be the first overtime of the night, 50-50. Neither are going to... Actually, it does keep going for Boise State. Quickly cleared back by Grand Valley. Now only 20 seconds for the Broncos to make their play. Ball is going to be try to be center, but it has too much juice and instead going to head over to the other side of the field. Evan and Cyber rotating back. Evan to pass off to Cyber, and it's right in front of the goal. That was kind of a risky dribble Evan took. Should one of Boise State's team decided to be a little spicy and try to dive in over him, but it is indeed going to be going to overtime unless there is a goal scored on this one play. It has to stay up in the air. Hoosh with the shot, almost a buzzer beater. That was a good try by the Broncos, and now Grand Valley has their opportunity as well. They're keeping it airborne. Shot toward the goal, it's off the backboard and is going to be grounded. I can hardly stand it.
Yeah, that I was kind of my palms were getting a little sweaty there. But now this will just go into overtime. Evan and Gil will be in this corner. It's just a defense by side Cyber. Now Hoosh, again, is going to try to make a shot. It's not going to be successful. Setup is not there. And Baynock, again, gets demoed. It seems like that's been the storyline of this series already in Game 2. And now Cyber is going to just knock this ball up into the air. It's just in the corner. Gets sent over into the center. Maybe it will be a shot, but no, it goes wide, goes into the corner once again. And now this is just going to get sent over to Grand Valley's side. Seems like we have sort of a reset going on.
Both these teams seem to also be a little less willing to make this aerial play. A lot of them are sticking to the ground as the nerves set in. We're about 1 minute in this overtime. Hoosh could center it, but it's stopped by a Cyber. Now Gil to contest with him. Shot toward the goal. Alpha now has the dribble. He's going to take it from him. Baynock unable to read the aerial play correctly. with kind of a flip. Hoosh passes over to him, but he's not able to drive it past mid. Gil's going to push it back toward the goal. Alpha beats them on the 50. Cyber with the redirect, misses, whiffs, but Alpha right there. Oh, another shot on goal. Now we're a minute 30 into overtime.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have another situation where it's, you know, like a 10-minute overtime. I don't think that's going to be the case, as the Broncos actually kind of are clumped up in their own goal. Gil, fortunately, will be sending it over with Baynon. Once again, it is just not the right spot for any goal to be had, and Hoosh actually gets juked there, I think, a little bit, or misses. And now this will get sent over to the Broncos side. Actually, as I say that, it goes back over to the Grand Valley side. Now it's just, you know, it's going back and forth, and so far neither of these teams have the right positioning of the cars or the ball to actually find a goal.
My worst fears are indeed coming true. Over 2 minutes into this overtime, and there is no end in sight, as there hasn't been really any clear shots on goal. There's a lot of aerial acrobatics maybe here. Nope, Gil saves it, back to Alpha, and we're basically back where we started. Hoosh is going to try to make a play happen, and hey, it doesn't go through. So hey, we're 2 minutes 32 seconds into overtime, just what everyone wanted. This is a best of 7.
Hey, don't sound so excited to go 7 games, Jacob.
I'm not thinking about game 7. I'm thinking more about 7 minutes for this overtime, the way that it's going at this point, because now we're past the 3-minute mark. Hoosh is going to try to end it. For the love of all that's holy. No, I guess that's not in the cards today.
Yeah, it seems like...
Baydock! Yeah! No! No! To heck with it. I'm done.
It looks like you thought you had the ace. Oh.
I'm not going to play this game. Cyber gets it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sorry. Boise State losing it in overtime over 3 minutes. And forgive me if I feel a bit jaded. Forgive me if I engage in the floxinosinai hilipilification of Boise State's defensive ability. Yeah, see, you're not the only one with access to long words. I can use them too. Boise State fallen in a very tight match.
You know what I was gonna say before that goal happened, before it ended so anticlimactically. You thought you were shuffling the deck and pulled the ace of spades, but actually you're dealing with tarot cards and you pulled the fool card.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking like the fool right now. If I'm going to be drug along for a 3-minute overtime in game 2, and out this best of 7 means we have at least 2 games left, so it's fun times all around for us here at this ECAC third place match against Grand Valley and Boise State. Grand Valley with 2 wins, putting the Broncos on the back foot. The Broncos really struggling in overtime. It was only a 1-1 game, and then Grand Valley was able to score it a ways through. So Boise State now going to have to dust themselves off from a loss like that, continue onward, and see if they can drive this to at least a game 5. Oh,
at
joy.
Least, it turns out in a best of 7, somebody has to win 4 games. So
Yeah, we're still a long ways off. But hey, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, or the first press of the gas pedal in this point. And we are ready to head into game number 3, Boise State versus Grand Valley in the ECAC third place match. Kickoff looks like it has started, and it is going to go in favor of the Broncos to start things out.
And again, it just gets sent over the corner. Hoosh over commits, will not actually be able to find contact with the ball. Baynon will send it over to Alpha, where the defense gets knocked up. Hoosh actually not able to find contact once again, and now it is up on Gil and Baynon to actually find a defense of this ball. It looks like this will get sent away into the corner, but Gil gets demoed. This might spell disaster for the Broncos, but Evan actually not able to hit the ball, and now this should sort of be a reset, and Alpha even isn't able to touch the ball even.
Gil is going to set it up toward mid, but there's no one to pass to, so Cyber pretty easily takes control of it, and for their troubles, Gil's going to get demoed on top of that. He has respawn, now has boost to make the play, but he is chasing after the ball into his own corner, 1 minute having passed in game 3. Gil runs right into Evan. Baynock also demoed. Evan was trying to squeeze it in on the near post, but didn't quite get it. still, I mean, it's the same story that we've mainly seen. A lot of side control and pressure from Grand Valley. Boise State, still quite yet to see it.
And this ball just kind of will be a bit of a stasis on one side of the midfield. Alpha playing alongside Bayhawk. Will not be able to find any sort of flip reset or anything of the sort. And now Whoosh maybe will find contact with this ball, just battling with Evan alongside Bayhawk. And fortunately, this ball, well, as I say that, will not get sent over the Grand Valley side. Boise State side!
Ow!
And that is just so
Ruthless.
beautifully played. So beautifully played.
I don't even, Gil is hanging back. He is so late on that rotation. There was no one to contest Grand Valley at all.
And who knows, maybe Boise State will actually be able to win this contest, no. And Bayhawk gets demoed once again. And this will just open up the offensive side for Grand Valley. Fortunately, Bayhawk will respawn, but no, the ball just gets knocked away from him. And now Alpha,
Found it.
Yep, we'll send it over to Evan for shot.
Oh
No, it's happening again. But fortunately, no goal scored, and maybe this will be a shot? No.
Just look at the differential in boost too. Grand Valley was all full up, but Boise State had to rotate back to get some. Also have to wonder how good a job Grand Valley has been doing on the boost starting game. Boise State is now going to answer back the demos by putting one onto Cyber. That's going to give him a bit of field presence.
Yeah, and it seems like Gil maybe tries to find a shot. Will not actually be able to find contact with the ball. And now, fortunately, the angle is just a little too narrow in order for that shot to happen. This just is getting sent back and forth in the corners. Bayhawk actually will find a nice opening. Will not be a goal shot, but it will release some of this pressure. But again, Evan, it looks like Alpha wanted to get in all the action too. And this is just getting sent over to Boise State side over and over and over. And with 2 minutes remaining, Grand Valley is still in the lead.
Out in the corner, Gil is going to play it off the wall. Over to Hoosh with the redirect. He's trying to set it up. Bayhawk has to flip over. Gil pushes it back into the corner. Oh, there's a shot that did not turn out the way the Broncos had originally planned. They're still looking for that centering shot. Cyber takes it back toward mid. Hoosh off the wall. Nope, not. And another go. Grand Valley 2, Boise State zip. Hattie doodah zippity a. My oh my, it's been a horrible day so far for the Broncos.
Yeah, it seems, as you said, it seems like Boise State is being taken on a ride here.
Except on this ride, there's no souvenir photo at the end of it.
Yeah,
I don't know if the Broncos would want a photograph of this moment right now.
Yeah, Splash Mountain, but it's a bloodbath.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, I mean, Boise State could always make a reverse sweep, but right now, it looks like, as I say that, if it scores another goal, let's see how this happens.
Yep, it's been Grand Valley all the way through, and you can see Boise State has no one on back post. They're literally chasing after that ball, trying to contest it in close quarters. Just need to take a breath here. It's still not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, one goal every 20 seconds. It's not the greatest time balance, but I have seen it made up. Especially if there's a play like this to clear it out. That's what we're looking for from the Broncos. One goal to make this a game again.
Yeah, you must have a magic mouse, because as soon as you say that, we have like a goal in what, like 3 seconds or something like that?
Hey, it's nice to have a magic mouth instead of a caster's curse. I've caster cursed it so many times that, hey, for a positive thing to actually come out of my jabbering here on Dusk, I'll take whatever I can get. The Broncos still don't have the hugest amount of time, the best amount of time to play this. You gotta make something happen here. Ball off the crossbar, and the follow-up pretty gingerly from Boise State. They do not have the time to slow play it that much.
Yeah, Boise State is going to have to send it if they want to tie it up, and maybe it'll happen, but Hoosh gets demoed, and now seems like this offensive play is a pipe dream for the Broncos. Hoosh maybe tries to send it down, but it's just sent up too high, and
yeah, woo! Okay, Baynock. Out of nowhere. Looky here, you got 2 people committed on the goal save for Grand Valley. Baynock sees that saying, hey, there's no one left. You're in midair. You can't respond. I'm going to drill it into the goal. And now we have 17 seconds left. This kickoff, extremely important for the Broncos. Can they tie this up?
This is getting to be a little bit of a barn burner, at least in this game. And now the Broncos, seems like Boise State is going to have to keep this ball aerial.
Oh,
It gets sent up, sent across. It's not.
oh, are you kidding me? Oh, that was, oh, what a heartbreaker for the Broncos.
That's the kind of game end where you send a letter of complaint, formal complaint to Psionics, being like, that ball was not touching the ground.
And then Psionics just goes full SpongeBob on you and goes, try again. Try again.
Yeah.
Try again.
Are you feeling it now?
Oh, man, I'm feeling a lot of pain right now because that was so close. And the Broncos are going to have a reverse sweep ahead of them. They've got to win all 4 games from here on out if they want to win this. Every single game from here on out is a match point for Grand Valley.
I think Boise State could do it, but so far it seems like Grand Valley has sort of just had Boise State's number. It seems like they've just been able to sort of defend any sort of sneaky shots that Boise State has tried to play. And Grand Valley, yeah, they've just been able to get more shots. I seem to see the name of the game here.
And it also seems Boise State, just in terms of coordination, doesn't seem like, when Boise State is working together as a complete unit, they're really kind of, you always see them playing one play ahead of what's happening right now. There's someone who is either there to try to steal the ball away from where it's going to be passed or setting themselves up for the ball to be passed to them. But for what we've seen in a lot of these games, Boise State has been playing in the moment, kind of chasing after the ball, and you always want to be proactive rather than reactive in your type of play.
Yep, and speaking of proactive, it looks like Gills tried to make a play towards Grand Valley's side. Again, it will be sent over onto that orange-colored side, and now Goosh will have to get this ball. Actually, it seems like, I gotta stop saying actually, but Goosh manages to miss the ball, and now looks like Gills is just playing from Grand Valley's side. Maybe tries to make some sort of sneaky play happen, but right now it just looks like Grand Valley answering whatever Boise State's doing.
Grand Valley, who is indeed at 3 players, that is just an overlay issue on our end. There are no shenanigans heading on in this game. Grand Valley is still playing at full capacity. Now they're going to try to play around Gill. Tries to push it off to the side, but it's going to get answered back with a forceful shot from the Broncos. Gets pushed back past mid. Hoosh has to be left chasing after that. That is a lot of territory gain for Grand Valley. Trying to make their next play is going to keep it in the corner.
And now we have Evan.
That was so clean.
Yeah, Evan once again just playing phenomenally.
That was, oh my goodness. I mean, look at this. Look at the acrobatics, the way Evan is just able, we're not even going to see what Evan did. We're just going to see, the final pitch at the end of the 9th inning when Evan really was able to stop off forward momentum, elevate up, and redirect it over to Alpha, who was able to score their goal. Very great play by Grand Valley.
Cyber actually not able to find the second connection there. So, fortunately for now, it will not be another goal score for Grand Valley. However, Boise State will try to make a shot. Just gets hit by the crossbar, and as I say that, Baynon follows it up, manages to get past the defenders, find a goal.
One time, Grand Valley hasn't been double committing much, but when they do, the Broncos sure are waiting for that mistake. Nice read from Baynock to be able to bring it back to 1 apiece. We still have a whole lot of time left. 3.5 minutes, and Baynock off the kickoff. Can he? Nope, he can't do what he did the first game. But maybe the follow-up, not going to find it there, but 2 great shots on goal off the bat for the Broncos.
This ball just will get sent over the Broncos' corner. And again, Evan is just, it seems like Evan is never touching the ground, always being offensive, always just kind of making these aerial plays. And now Alpha and Evan will make the defense happen. Gil actually will demo Cyber, so maybe this will be an opportunity for the Broncos, but no, it looks like Cyber just sending it across, and now this is in Broncos territory. They're going to have, it looks like 3 of them are swarming the goal, just trying to make sure that another goal does not happen.
I think the Broncos ran into each other there. Still, Gil is able to cover it slightly, although it's pretty darn answered back. Hoosh, 50-50, okay. Evan, push it off to the side. Alpha is stealing the Broncos' own boost away from them. Broncos still have a lot of boost at this moment, though, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. But should it continue, this boost starving can add up with a shot on the goal. Evan now with the redirect, almost getting the lead goal for Grand Valley. Boise State now on a clear breakaway shot from Hoosh, saved barely by Alpha, follow up by Gil, finds it.
And I'm pretty sure, other than that one fluke goal in Game 1, this is the first time that Boise State has had a lead in this series.
They technically did have one in Game 1. Remember, the goal scored 2 minutes in.
Yeah, 2 seconds in.
I mean, I guess you can count that as a lead, but this is the first one that, like, it truly feels like the one they fought for.
Yeah, and with 2 minutes left, seems like Boise State is not going to feel quite comfortable yet. The Broncos definitely want to score some more goals. This will get sent over to Grand Valley's side, but now Cyber finds an opening. It will get deflected by, I believe it was Gil. And now Evan in the air, not actually able to find contact. And now Cyber forces it through, gets a goal.
Yeah, it is great play by a Cypher. Oh, you see also the double commit there for Boise State. It was all or nothing play, and both of them not quite being able to read Cypher quite perfectly. So now it's back to 2 apiece.
Yeah, you keep on calling Cypher, and that...
You know what? He's playing like Cypher because I don't know where he is at any moment in the game.
You stole my joke! Come on! You stole my joke, Jacob. I was gonna say that he's uncrackable and Alpha scores another goal as we are debating over here. See how this happens.
I mean, just like in Valorant, I just insta-locked that and took it away from you.
Yeah. Oh, you're a Cypher player?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm just saying rhetorically I insta-locked you, so to speak.
Oh, I see. You're just clicking heads, I see.
I saw the joke available to me, and I used it first.
Okay, that's fair.
Cyber with the redirect back toward Boise State's goal. Just 1 minute left. Oh, this could be a big play. Follow up by Evan. Who's just barely able to keep that out of Grand Valley's hands. Can this be a breakaway shot for the Broncos? Not if Alpha has anything to say about it. It's going to keep the Broncos fighting for it in the near corner. Shot back to mid. Gil, shot on goal, saved by Cyber. That could be probably one of the most crucial saves of the game, especially if it turns into a goal here for Grand Valley. Almost does. Grand Valley holding on to this narrow 1-goal lead with 30 seconds left and the last chance for the Broncos to cling to life.
And now 25 seconds, taken down to 20 seconds, and Evan demos Hoosh, and Cyber scores another goal, and now things are looking pretty grim here for Boise State.
Demo on, Gil trying his best to save it in the upper corner. 20 seconds left. One good kickoff here can cement it. In favor. Nope, Cyber's waiting there. Push it back around the corner. Now 15 seconds left unless a goal is scored this very instance. I don't see the Broncos having enough resources to end it. It is a 4-0 sweep for Grand Valley to claim the ECAC third place match. And hey, they played their hearts out. I'd say they certainly deserve it. Congratulations, Grand Valley. Bronze medal for you. Boise State, a walk home in the blizzard of shame.
Okay, don't need to be so brutal there. I think Grand Valley, in terms of their opponent, they played phenomenally. Like, it seemed like they just everyone sort of seemed to have their role. Evan was kind of the flashy player setting up these goals here. And especially in Game 4, Cyber really came into their own.
But the Boise State, they still had some great plays, and there were some very exciting moments that went toward overtime. There were definitely games that were very close, could have gone the other way for the Broncos. Do you have anyone you want to nominate as a player of the game?
Player of the game, I just want to say for making some clutch goals, I believe they made some clutch goals. It would be Baynock.
Yeah, I was actually probably going to mention Baynock as well, especially that last-minute rally Boise State had in one of the final minutes. Baynock was a key part of that from the very beginning when he got the first unexpected goal against Grand Valley. Baynock definitely deserved to get that player of the game. Nice job for him. It was either at the very start or at very clutch moments when he needed to get a goal to drive it into overtime. He was there when the Broncos needed him. This is the exact goal I am talking about. He reads it so well to see, hey, there's no one left to save it. I drive it in. Could have gone a totally different way tonight. Some of these games were very close. But Baynock is going to be named as your player of the game, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success. Baynock is your ICCU player of the game. So overall, as we get ready to close things out tonight, do you have any final thoughts, Noah?
So I think if you are the Broncos, you don't want to feel too disheartened. Definitely getting 4-0 sucks. But especially when you're playing with an unfamiliar roster, maybe not everyone is there in person. Communication, kind of like team coordination, is much more difficult, especially when you've been playing with a certain roster for months and then you just come in with something completely new.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they made it closer than one might expect with a completely, like new, not completely new, but like a different roster than you're sort of familiar, comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that's just the main thing for Rocket League. It's a very team-intensive game, and sometimes when that coordination is messed up, the other team can take advantage of that. Well, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. And actually, before I close it out, I just want to say, for anyone who has been watching this whole time and has noticed that there's a distinct lack of stuff here in the arena, that is because there's construction tomorrow. So there was a reason you weren't going crazy, okay? I was going crazy when it was over 3 minutes in overtime. But that's going to leave it for us here tonight. Thank you and enjoy your top 5 plays of the game.